Tonight, report on an arrest of a stabbing suspect in Moses Lake, and elementary school students volunteer their time to distribute food to people in need. What's happening in sports, Bob?
ACH girls roll past Intiat to advance to state play, but the Wharton boys will have to wait another year to try and achieve the mark. Here's a quick glance at our Weather Center forecast.
Hi everyone, meteorologist Mike Zines here with you. We are having system in place now. Rain on the radar. 2 more systems on the way, tracking the latest.
I'm Amber Jenks, and we have all this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
A man was stabbed in the face at a Moses Lake home on Saturday morning. Police responded to Samaritan Hospital after a 30-year-old man arrived with a stab wound to his face. At the same time, officers were called to a home on East Hill Avenue for someone yelling outside the residence that was connected to the stabbing. According to Moses Lake Police on Monday, the victim reportedly told police he was in an argument with a man at the residence when the suspect began threatening him. The victim reportedly tried to use a stun gun on the suspect, but it didn't work. The suspect allegedly stabbed the victim in the face and fled the home before police arrived. The victim was later transferred from Samaritan to Spokane Hospital for treatment. Christopher Stanley, a 29-year-old Moses Lake man, was arrested for assault in the 1st degree, assault in the 2nd degree, unlawful imprisonment, threats to kill, and promoting prostitution. Grant County Superior Court Judge David Estudio announced this week he plans to run for election to keep his seat for a full term. Reporter Kevin Probert has the details.
David Estudio is running to keep his spot as Grant County Superior Court Judge. Estudio announced he is seeking election to the position after he was appointed to the position by Governor Jay Inslee. The Moses Lake attorney is presently serving the remaining portion of former Superior Court Judge Evan Spurline's term. Prior to his appointment, Estudio spent 10 years operating a Moses Lake law firm with a focus on immigration law and civil litigation. All 9 Washington State Supreme Court justices endorsed Estudio. He's being challenged by FREDA attorney Nick Wallace for the position. For iFIBER 1 News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
An alleged fight involving a gun at a Moses Lake home landed 3 people in jail early Saturday morning. Amanda Cowden, a 24-year-old Moses Lake woman, reportedly told police she was sitting on the couch with her young child at a home in the 500 block of South Juniper Drive when she got into an argument with her boyfriend, 28-year-old Moses Lake resident Doug Payne, according to Moses Lake Police on Monday. Payne allegedly began throwing things, including a lamp that shattered, hitting Cowden and the child with glass. He reportedly started pushing and hitting Cowden before he left the home. Payne reportedly returned to the residence with Gail Johnson, a 48-year-old Moses Lake woman, and the 2 started assaulting Cowden, who reportedly began hitting back, according to Captain Dave Sands. Payne and Johnson allegedly wouldn't allow Cowden to leave when her mother, Donna Cowden, a 56-year-old woman, and sister Cassandra Casares, a 34-year-old woman, showed up at the home. Casares allegedly pointed a pistol at Payne, Johnson, and an unnamed 3rd person and threatened to kill them. Moses Lake Police responded and reportedly found Donna Cowden attempting to leave in a vehicle. Police obtained a warrant for the vehicle and reportedly found a 9mm pistol inside. 3 people were arrested in connection to the alleged assaults. Now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be back right after this.
Here comes Obamacare, the biggest change in the tax code in 20 years. I'm ABC's Richard Davies with today's tax tip. This year's tax season marks the first time you'll be asked for information regarding your health insurance. Eric Smith of the IRS says for most people, this will be a non-issue.
For more than 3 out of 4 taxpayers, the change will involve just simply checking a box on your return.
That box indicates that you had health coverage and most likely through your employer. Others who bought government-backed health care and received a tax credit to help them pay for it will have to account for whether they calculated correctly. Kathy Pickering of H&R Block says there'll either be a payment or a refund.
When they come in to file their taxes, now they're reconciling how they estimated their income to what their actual income is.
The IRS says if you're low income and not required to file a tax return, you don't have to buy health coverage. But for those who could afford it and chose not to, they'll get a fine. With today's tax tip, Richard Davies, ABC News.
Now for your iFIBER 1 News Weather Center forecast.
This weather segment brought to you by Barry Motors. One great place to buy and service a car. I'm meteorologist Mike Sines. We'll look at our weather headlines for this evening. We are going to see light rain's going to continue throughout the overnight. That'll taper off. A frontal system makes its way towards our doorstep. As it does so, bringing it with us continuous now chances of rain as the rain chances will return. Taking a look at our almanac for us here in Ephrata, you can see the low bumped up 7 degrees. Yesterday we were at 31. Add 7 to that. That makes it 38. As far as precipitation goes, 0.12, so right around 1/10 of a foot of rain, inches rather, as we take a look at the sunset for us at 5:44 p.m. Taking a look right now outside your doorstep, we are seeing mostly cloudy skies, 48 degrees. Winds blowing out there right around anywhere from 10 to 15 miles. Futurecast model, here's what I'm tracking. We are still seeing rain across the area tonight. This is going to stick around and then slowly taper off for us here. And Ephrata will clear, but out points west is where they're going to be dealing with snow, mixture of snow, also rain, especially out towards the ocean area right there along the coastal regions there. We're going to be picking up some heavier amounts of rainfall. Taking it in, snow band starts to form, more snow out towards areas north, and then cloud cover returns in. Here's a second system I'm already tracking, bringing us chances to see rain. Hold on to your umbrella, folks, because you're not just done with them yet. Here's a look at my forecast for you as we head into Wednesday, 1 o'clock. Rain showers out towards Long Beach, 52. Port Angeles, 51. Rain showers all along this area. Yakima, mostly cloudy skies. However, peaks of sun and then rain to follow that as well. Yakima seeing 55. Tri-Cities, 55 as well. Bringing it in closer to us here home, locally, 54 degrees with those rain showers. Out towards Moses Lake, this model's calling for peaks of sun and clouds. However, folks, have your umbrella ready because these rain showers are going to continue to move in the general pattern from the west and to the east. So all these areas here that the model's picking up on clouds now, that'll change over throughout the day. Scattered showers and storms. Have your umbrella ready, folks. Temperatures looking like they're going to be into the 50s, 56 out towards Royal City. Peaks of clouds, but then also those rain showers going to continue. Take a look at my extended outlook for tomorrow. We're going to have a 30% chance to see showers and storms. The atmosphere stabilizes just a bit. Another frontal system arrives here Friday into Saturday. 40% chance of showers and storms. 55 on Sunday for the high, and then another rain chance returns already by Monday. So we're looking at 3 systems in total, folks, that I'll continue to track right here for us. Stay tuned. Sports is coming up next.
Whether you're looking for a bigger car to support your growing family, a new truck for your business, or something to pull that toy of yours, we've got you covered at Barry Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Ephrata. Come see us today and learn why your family, friends, and neighbors buy their cars at Barry. On Basin Street for more than 35 years, and with locations in Moses Lake and Wenatchee, we are one great place to buy a car. Call or click 754-2411 or barrysaves.com.
To save some energy, I've used Einstein's mass energy equivalents to design the haptic suits you see in front of you. They will maintain our core body temperature while we completely turn off our heat and air conditioning. With the money we save on our Grant PD bill, I'll be expecting that trip to Disneyland this year.
You don't need to be a super genius to save energy and money. Visit grantpud.org to learn how.
Warden boys dropped a 52-48 regional contest to Lynn Ritzville Sprague and were eliminated from postseason action. The teams played to a 9-9 first quarter score. The Broncos opened second quarter play with a 21-9 run. The Cougars scored the last 5 points of the half to make it a 30-21 ball game at the break. Warden came up with a slightly better defensive effort, holding the Broncos to 22 second half points. The Cougars got within a bucket 49-47 with 2 minutes to go and were on the verge of their first trip to state in school history. But Warden missed its last 4 shots from the floor and was 2 of 8 at the free throw line down the stretch and was bounced out of the playoffs. J.R. Delgado led the Cougar effort with 22 points. Tanner Scone added 9. Pedro Gonzalez finished with 8. The Elmira Cooley Heartline girls punched their tickets to the big dance at the Spokane Arena with a lopsided 63-35 win over Intiat. This one was never in doubt, with the Warriors holding a 32-13 lead at the half. ACH pushed its lead to 54-22 at the end of the third, and the rout was on. Gabby Isaac led 4 Warrior players in double digits with 20 points. Brenna Oliver hit for 13. Tiffany Botan drained 11. Caitlin O'Neill finished with 10. The win puts the Warriors in the 1B Girls Hardwood Classic State Championships at the Spokane Arena Thursday. ACH draws a tough first round opponent, however, in the Colton Wildcats, who will be gunning for their 8th consecutive title. Unattached USA registered swimmer, 13-year-old Eric Kemper, turned in an outstanding performance in the Inland Empire Short Course Championships. The meet was held at the Moses Lake High School pool over the weekend. Kemper finished first in the mile competition with a personal best 18 minutes 42.82 seconds. He placed second in the 100 and 200 butterfly. Kemper also had a 5th place finish in the 200 individual medley, touched 6th in the 200 free, and was 8th in the 400 IM. Next stop on the circuit for Kemper is the 2016 Northwest Region Short Course Age Group Championships. The meet will be held at the King County Aquatic Center in Federal Way, March 10 through the 13th. Well, if you haven't heard yet, the number 2 ranked Moses Lake girls drew number 1 ranked Central Valley in the opening round of the 4A State Championships. It's the matchup of the only undefeated teams in the tournament, which have combined for 48 wins. Unfortunately, only one will advance in the winner's bracket. It seems rather unusual the top 2 teams weren't on the opposite sides of the draw bracket. But after speaking with WIAA Media Director Connor Laffey, state rankings and team records are not taken into account when determining the matchups. The draw is based off district seedings, and 5 number 1s qualified for state. All were tossed in with the other 3 entrants in the tourney, and the teams were randomly drawn to determine the matchups. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
You don't have to drive to Seattle for exceptional cancer care. Confluence Health's cancer program delivers world-class care close to home. We have a highly experienced oncology team in a state-of-the-art facility, and we're a member of the Seattle Cancer Care Alliance, which gives our patients access to world-renowned therapies developed at Fred Hutchinson, the University of Washington Medicine, and Seattle Children's. Together with the SCCA, we're delivering world-class cancer care close to home.
Our spotlight story tonight is about why the Ephrata American Legion is honoring soldiers of the 1161st Transportation Company with the parade on Friday. Reporter Joe Utter has the story.
The Army National Guard 1161st Transportation Company has its last weekend drill in Ephrata this weekend. But before that happens, the Art Semro Post 28 and the American Legion Auxiliary Unit 28 are honoring the soldiers with a parade on Friday. The 1161st is being disbanded as part of a restructuring of the U.S. Army. Soldiers are being transferred into other units or retrained, and equipment is being moved out. American Legion members Mike and Jane Montani discuss why they are planning to honor the soldiers with a parade.
And when we heard that the 1161st was going to be no more, we thought we should make sure to be able to tell them a great big huge thank you for everything they've done.
Jane Montani said the soldiers have also shown their support for the community over the years.
It's what they do every day in this community. There's not everybody that's a part of the 1161st lives in the Ephrata community. We have them that live all over the state. In fact, we have a few of them that actually live outside the state of Washington. But this is the National Guard unit that they drill with, and this is where they serve. They are constantly there for the American Legion and the Auxiliary when we're putting on parades and things like that. And there are a lot of other ways that they're here within the community other than just in helping the American Legion and the American Legion Auxiliary. And so we wanted to say thank you to them and to their families.
The 1161st was deployed to Iraq in 2003 and 2009, as well as in the state of Washington to fight fires and help in other areas.
They're constantly doing stuff like this, and they receive very little thanks from the community. They just come in once a month and do their thing, and when needed, they go out and help the community. So we look at this as a way to thank them for everything they've done for the last 50 plus years to help us out.
The parade will only include soldiers and starts at 10:30 a.m. The route will go from the Grant County Courthouse along C Street to Division Avenue and onto Basin Street. The parade continues on Basin Street and will end at C Street Southwest.
Make your handheld signs, saying thank you and support and so forth. We want to let them know that no matter where they go, no matter where they're stationed, we appreciate what they do for us as soldiers and as individuals. Like I said, we're hoping that the people will line the streets. We do have some wonderful handheld American flags, and we want to thank Deb Adams of Windermere Real Estate for helping us with that. They contributed some money to the American Legion Auxiliary so that we could purchase those.
This won't be the end of the Army National Guard in Ephrata, as the 1161st is gone after Sunday. The National Guard is relocating the 181st Battalion Support Brigade from Seattle to Ephrata. The new unit is expected to move into the Armory in April. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
We'll be right back after this.
Experience speed like never before when you connect to Grant PUD's high-speed network. Visit grantpud.org to learn more.
We are real students, and this really is our college.
My dream will change the outcome of my life.
My college is allowing me to achieve my dream.
My dream is to be a pilot.
My dream is to be a nurse.
Only you can determine your dream. Big Bend will help you get there.
What's your dream?
Welcome back. Elementary school students in Moses Lake helped distribute thousands of pounds of food to people in need thanks to the Second Harvest Mobile Food Bank. According to Jack Eaton, the project manager for the Microsoft Data Center in Quincy, students at North Elementary School volunteered their time on February 25th to package and distribute more than 11,000 pounds of produce and packaged food to nearly 1,000 people. The Microsoft Data Center and Second Harvest of the Inland Northwest sponsored the free mobile food bank visit in Moses Lake. A Second Harvest mobile food bank event is being planned for Ephrata toward the end of March. A date for the event has not been set. A woman accused of allowing a girl to touch her husband inappropriately is facing more than 3 years in prison. Caitlin Hawkins, a 28-year-old Cresswell, Oregon resident, entered an in rebar plea in Grant County Superior Court to 2 counts of child molestation in the second degree. The in rebar plea means Hawkins doesn't admit to committing the crimes, but felt she could be convicted of worse crimes if the case continued. Prosecutors initially charged Hawkins with rape of a child in the first degree. The charge was lessened as part of a plea agreement. She agreed to testify in further court proceedings. Hawkins agreed her 33-year-old husband, Jonathan Hawkins, reportedly allowed his 4-year-old daughter to view sex acts between him and his wife and occasionally participate in them. He remains charged with the rape of a child in the first degree. A man allegedly stole more than $8,000 to pay for items at 2 Quincy businesses. Prosecutors charged Justin Dial, a 22-year-old Wenatchee resident in Grant County Superior Court, with theft of a motor vehicle and theft in the first degree. Dial allegedly came to Quincy from Wenatchee on July 28th and used a stolen check to purchase a motorcycle and riding gear from a Honda dealership. The check was written for roughly $7,800. The check was stolen from a Wenatchee resident. He went to the Les Schwab store in the city and initially tried to use an acquaintance's account to purchase new rims. When employees stated Dial wasn't authorized to use the account, the defendant allegedly left, called the store, and impersonated his acquaintance. Dial allegedly stole more than $2,000 in the items from the store. In Northwest News, a small town in Idaho has some very unorthodox welcome signs. They let people know that many people there are armed. For CNN, Jake Lieber has the story.
If you drive through the small town of Greenleaf in Canyon County, you'll be greeted by this sign. Welcome to Greenleaf. This is not a gun-free zone.
We're a big family out here in Greenleaf. It's a small town. And I think all of us having a gun shows that we're a respectable society.
The town of just over 800, which also urges residents to own firearms in its city code, put up the 5 signs a few months ago. The Idaho Transportation Department had to approve 2 of them because they're placed on Highway 19, which is a state route. A city council member says despite some early opposition, feedback on the signs has been overwhelmingly positive. Everyone I spoke to was all for them, but some think the wording is unclear.
When they first went up, I actually had to read them twice because the not in a gun-free zone, you kind of have to read that. I wished it was a little more clear.
I asked locals why they thought the signs were necessary, since they say crime in the town is practically non-existent, but most said it's just an extra layer of protection.
There's a right place for guns, a place that they can be used, and we should have the right to protect ourselves from criminals, and hopefully these kind of signs deters crime in the long run.
That's going to do it here for us at iFIBER 1 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.